Hi, I was a runaway and I was living life like who? Like what? Like the motherfucking Lost Boys. Welcome back, friends. This is episode 2. If you're wondering why I'm in pajamas, bitch, and cuddled up in this cover, it's because I've had to push myself to make these videos. Like, I'm trying to get out of self-doubt, dimming my light, second guessing myself and looking for outside validation. And bitch, that's a lot to be trying to do at once. But I'm doing it. I'm here. So why not make it a sleepover, right? That's where my brain went. Let's make it a sleepover where we just talk about real shit. I don't know. Like, all right, friends, today, bitch, we jumping right in. I was on live the other day. I think it was like yesterday, maybe the day before. But I was on live and I was talking to my mutuals about how when I first started TikTok, first started my journey, trying to become an advocate, I had a follower of mine ask me to hop on a phone call so she could vent, and that didn't bother me, so we did. And when we hopped on that phone call, she had told me her life story, and kind of in casual conversation, I had responded to him, was just like, oh my God, like, yeah, you were groomed. And she had cut me off and she was like, what's that? It was a realization moment, and it made me realize how much work needs to be done and how many people don't know these terms, how many people are walking around blaming themselves, how many people need to be trauma informed, how many people I could help be trauma informed. So today we are talking about grooming. I'm going to read the dictionary. I'm going to read the definition straight from Google. Because I want to get it right. Sexual grooming, a manipulative process used by abusers to gain a person's trust and access to them for the purpose of sexual abuse or exploitation. Grooming is a serious form of emotional and psychological abuse that can happen to both children and adults. What are the different types and or forms of grooming? I may not list yours. I may not list them all, but I am going to go through some of them. I'm also doing this reading off of Google, just so I can give you guys clear definitions once again and examples. Okay, let's go. 1. Building trust and a special relationship. The abuser lavishes the victim with affection, attention, and understanding, making them feel special and valued to fill a perceived need or vulnerability. Giving gifts. The groomer may provide gifts, money, or special privileges, trips, alcohol, a new phone, in-game currency like on Roblox or things like that, to build a sense of obligation and indebtedness to the groomer. Isolating the victim. The perpetrator actively works to separate the victim from their support networks, such as friends and family. They may encourage mistrust of other adults or create situations that limits time with others. For example, offering private rides, testing boundaries, and desensitization. The groomer slowly introduces boundary violations to see the victim's reaction. This can begin with sexualized jokes, inappropriate conversations, or seemingly harmless, non-sexual touching. For example, hugs and tickling, before escalating to more intimate and eventually sexual contact. Manipulation and control. Once the abuse begins, the abuser uses tactics like guilt, fear, and threats, and gaslighting to maintain control and ensure the victim's silence. So in episode 1, I had left out that I was molested at 5 years old, and that was intentional. I had left it out because I was going to mention it in a later episode, more at the age of when I remembered it and later on confirmed it. But that incident relates so much to this topic as far as grooming that we can just go ahead and jump into it. So we're going to go over 5-year-old Taylor and we're going to go over 9-year-old Taylor. So when I was 5 years old, I lived in Atlanta, and my mama, she was young in turn. Of course, it was her and her homegirl, and her homegirl had a son that was my age. They would leave and go. I couldn't tell you where they went, bitch. I honestly don't know. Probably go turn up, get lit, drink, who knows, but they would leave and have this boy down the street watch both of us. I call him Freckleface because that's what I remember the most, is that he had freckles. He had to be like 15 or 16. I don't know, honestly. But he would make me and my mama's homegirl's son get in the shower together and feel and touch on each other and all these things. Of course, I didn't remember this at all. This came about way later on, but we're going to speak on that later on in a later video. But Freckleface groomed us. And he groomed us by telling us that this was normal. get in the shower. This is what you do in the shower. You know, y'all kiss, y'all do this, y'all do that. And of course, us at 5, we not thinking nothing of it. You teaching. All right, this is what we do. Because he was able to convince me that that's what you do in the shower, I never told my mama. I never thought of it as trauma. I never thought of it as being molested. I never thought of it as anything even close to it. But that's what grooming does. It's normal. This wasn't regular, or oh shit, this person manipulated me. It doesn't allow you to realize that until you realize that it's grooming. So that was 5-year-old Taylor. Now, 9-year-old Taylor, I told y'all all the details in episode 1 about what 9-year-old Taylor went through. But with 9-year-old Taylor, I was groomed with, I don't know if I can say it on here, so I'm going to just spell it out, with PORN. He would make me watch PORN and repeat the things that he wanted me to do from that PORN. And the way he would do this is he started off as acting more so, because I told y'all he lived, well, I don't know if I told y'all this, but the teenage boy who did this to me, he lived with us, him and his little brother and his mama. And it started off more so as like a little sis thing, like, you know what I'm saying? Haha, sis, this, that, and the third. And then it kind of progressed on to, you want to see this? You want to Google this? Look at this image. And then that would advance to full-blown pornography, full-blown rape, full-blown molestation. He made it more so of a teaching thing. And, you know, a 9-year-old isn't going to correlate that to anything crazy or anything of an issue. And I think that's something that a lot of people forget, that a lot of people don't realize, is that a kid is coming from a kid perspective. They're using a kid understanding. So if they don't understand what something is and you're showing them this and you're telling them to replicate it, 9 times out of 10, they're going to replicate it just as they would if you showed them a cartwheel video and told them to do a cartwheel. So this is why talking to your kids is also very important, because if you ask me my opinion, at 9 years old, a conversation could have been had about body autonomy and what people shouldn't touch and what people shouldn't do. And I hadn't had those conversations. And all of that ended with him just being like, we can't do this anymore. We can't do this anymore. We can't do this anymore. 9-year-old me and teenage you, we can't do this anymore. So now if we go back to our definitions, I would say those 2 incidents would fall over building trust, a special relationship, hence brother and sister. I would say isolating the victims, choosing to babysit, right? Kids that you already knew that you would hurt. Gaining the trust of others, testing boundaries and desensitization. Even at 5, it started with kissing. It didn't start immediately with touching here or there. Mind you, this was on multiple occasions over time, that it built up with. And then manipulation and control, making it seem like I was a part of it, making it seem like this is something I chose to do, when you literally showed me porn, nigga. Life is literally cause and effect. This happened because this happened because that happened. While we're on the topic of grooming, how could I forget? I'm finna piss y'all off. Yeah, that grown ass man that's trying to convince you that y'all are in a relationship, that y'all are boyfriend and girlfriend and you're under 18. Yeah, he's a groomer. He's a pedophile. He's a sick ass bitch. Don't let these niggas fool you. Don't let these niggas fool. He's a sick ass bitch. Let me tell y'all something. Hold on, because I feel like if I would have like been told this way and I would have really grasped it and understand it, it would have helped me so much. Y'all know that our parents and our grandparents and everybody around us always say like, you not grown, you not grown, you not grown. And it's that quick reaction of, I am grown. And I'm not saying I am grown on no fast shit like, oh, I am grown. No, I am grown because I went through this amount of trauma and nobody helped me. I am grown because I went through X, Y, and Z and I was lonely. I am grown because I had to figure this situation out. I am grown because I had to survive and I've been surviving. I didn't even enjoy my childhood. My innocence was stolen from me. I am grown, right? And you think because of these experiences, you are well knowledgeable in the world and in yourself. And baby, let me tell you, I still don't know me. I'm 25. I still don't know me. I'm still figuring out me. I'm still unlocking trauma. I'm still going backwards to go forwards. So I'm saying this to say, understand that in this world, boo, you is a baby, and enjoy it. And I know people say that from the bottom of my heart. Understand that we don't know nothing. We don't know shit. We know nothing. Nothing. Understand that I feel like that's the first step, that we don't know shit. And it's all learning, and it's learning lessons. So you can be aware and still have so many things that you don't know about yourself. So I'm telling you, just don't cut yourself short with I do know what I'm talking about. Motherfucker, I'm telling you, you don't. I'm telling you, and that's not me saying that you got to listen to these. I'm not saying that's a whole different conversation. I'm not even saying all that. But what I'm saying is, understand that we have so much to still understand. That's all that I'm saying. Because 15-year-old Taylor, 14-year-old Taylor, 16-year-old Taylor, 17-year-old Taylor, I was ignorant as fuck. And I'm still unlearning that ignorance today. But I promise you, the grass ain't motherfucking greener. That nigga is not trying to do nothing but take your motherfucking life away, bitch. That nigga ain't trying to do nothing but take your motherfucking life away. If you don't get your motherfucking money up, go to school, become a bad bitch, hop your ass on the plane, bitch, I don't know, live life. Be the rich auntie young. Be 22 and be the rich auntie. Like, that's the life to live. Fuck these old ass niggas who just want to ruin you. These groomers, these pedophiles. I just be wanting my girls to flourish, and it's not gonna be with a nigga who's preying on you under 18. I promise. Let me tell you something. Grooming can be complex and grooming can be simple. Grooming can be as simple as giving a child, giving your cousin, giving your sibling a lollipop every day. It then goes from giving them a lollipop every day to, I need you to do something for this lollipop. Can you do something for me for this lollipop? And because that child has been receiving that lollipop and perceiving it as something that is being given to them out of love or friendship or admiration, 8 times, 9 times, 7 times out of 10, that child is now going to do what that adult, that sick ass bitch, is asking. Not even realizing that it's not about the fact that you agreed. It's not about the fact that you took the lollipop. It's about the fact that when they initially gave you that motherfucking lollipop, they already knew their intentions. They knew that they had ulterior motives. They knew what is it going to take to get this child to do what I need them to do for me. And not tell. That's how these sick ass bitches work. This can be transferred into so many other ways. And then you would probably sit back and think it stops right there, having to grow up with shame. No. Now you have been taught that if somebody gives you this, it's out of love, and you have to return the favor with this. That's not some shit you came up with on your own. And I know I just briefly spoke on this, but like I told you guys before, when I was 5 years old, I was groomed by being told that what was being done was something that goes down in a shower. I don't think you guys understand. That was the point. That was the point of reference of me losing all my motherfucking innocence. I just didn't know it yet. That's what grooming does. Grooming confuses you. Grooming leaves you lost. Grooming has you fucking driving your head in circles. Grooming has you placing blame on yourself. That is the job of grooming. That is what grooming literally exists to do. Is make it so that you don't tell. Make it so that you're confused. Make it so that the blame is on you. And make it seem like you agreed. When a child can't fucking agree. Hey friends, you have made it to the end of the video. Welcome to Tay's Declassified Trauma Survival Guide. Number 1, I'm going to hope and pray that I say this right. Grooming is a gateway. It is a gateway for pedophiles and sick ass bitches to do what the fuck they want. But it is also a gateway for us. And it's also a gateway for us. And I know you're probably sitting there like, what, bitch? But it is. It being said, grooming is a gateway for not only the perpetrator or the predator to do what the fuck they want to do, but it is also a gateway to our healing. Think about the saying, where did it all begin? Right? You know, I spoke a little bit in this video about cause and effect. Where did it all begin? It began with the grooming. That's usually the seed. That's usually what's planted first. That's usually the first confusion. That's the first thing that fucks you up. So the more that you understand grooming, the more you understand your trauma, the more you understand a lot of the things that happen to you, or all of the things, let me change that. All of the things that happen to you were not your fault. You'll realize that a lot of these motherfuckers are smarter than you think they are. And it can be years before you realize the game they played. Number 2, we know nothing. Okay? Just observe, create, learn, be open-minded, compare and contrast. Like, understand that you can change your opinions, and that's exactly what a lot of people have, is just opinions. Opinions are ever changing. Like, don't be so harsh at all. You will forever be learning. Literally, you will forever be learning. And in my brain, if we're forever learning, we don't know shit. Stop telling yourself that you agreed, or that you didn't fight off, or that's a bunch of bullshit. Start telling yourself that was a sick ass motherfucker. What the fuck? You dirty bitch. Start telling yourself that. Change to alchemize it, bitch. Change that. I know I said we're gonna have 6, but friends, I lied. Your girl, I'm telling you, boo, it's like 3:00 in the morning. But number 4, leave them old niggas alone. Them niggas aren't gonna do anything but ruin your life. No, you are not just the special number out the 100 that gets to live happily ever after. You're not. And everybody thinks they are. You're not. I'm telling you. I'm sorry to be harsh, but let it the fuck go. And that ain't me saying go fuck with niggas your age either. Shit, fuck these niggas all around. Fuck them all. I love y'all. I'll probably see y'all in maybe 2 or 3 days. Go follow my TikTok at Wallahalaga and my Instagram at Wallahalaga. Bye. Signing off.